Alright, we're back to Pokemon Blue with episode 9, I believe. I don't know. I'm a little lost. My allergies are making me dizzy. uh, we'll be getting to the cruise boat, the SS Anne, but I've got a little bit of a mission right now. Ignore this small little idiotic move into Diglett's cave here. I was getting a little ahead of myself. Now I want to come out here. There's something I need out here. And I ran into it first thing. A sand shrew. I'm not just going to catch this thing to use it. I already have a ground type. I could have just used Wrath. But I need this thing for two reasons. One, it can learn Cut, and that's how we proceed with the game. We need it for a few bushes that are in the way up ahead, including the gym, but including a little some paths a little later. The other reason is because I am obviously behind on catching Pokemon, and this game was designed with the mentality that you would want to catch them all, which I do not. I just want to get from the beginning to the end. This isn't the time I wanted to catch them all. I have before, but you know, this isn't that time. But you need 10 in order to get an HM. The HM for Flash. You know, like how I talked to that 8 earlier and he said you need 30 to get the item finder? Well, it's the same here. You need 10 to get this HM. Thing is, I could just go through the area without that HM, but that would be the most boring episode of anything ever. As you'd just be watching a dark screen with occasional paddles. So I'm definitely getting me some Flash. And I needed to catch it anyway, for Cut. Yep, we're finally going to the cruise ship. It's about that time. We've done everything we can out here. Mercifully. Although we might as well bother every single person on this ship by talking to them, right? Sorry, I get a little bit anal about Pokemon order. Go figure. I get anal about the order of something. And here we meet Gentlemen. I don't know the theme to Gentlemen. Like, I have this feeling it has something to do with Regal. Like, using regal-looking things, like Growlithe, but there's another one who uses a male Nidoran and a female Nidoran. And they're not regal. They just turn into royalty, so, you know, I answered my own question there. I should probably be using Bite. This is the mistake that I'll keep making throughout the game with Bubble Beam. Because fire types tend to have low to mediocre defense and pretty decent special. So I have this feeling I'd be just better served using Bite and later Slash. And he's gonna scold me for knocking his things out, and I'm like, you got into a fight with me, dude. If you can't handle the loss, don't get in the fight. That's a clue for something coming up later. Coming up. I mean way later. It's not even really coming up. We have to get past a certain part. See, before we get that. We get to fight sailors. It's a ship. Of course we're gonna fight sailors. They have a bunch of water stuff, and sometimes some fighting stuff. This game loves its themes. And I don't mind elemental type themed trainers, just the gym leaders, I'm like, you could have done better. My hit points are getting low. Wonder if I'm going to feel the temptation to use an item in battle, just so that Critty can continue gaining experience. Looks like I will be. Oh, the shame. This was inexcusable at this point. Maybe it's showing me that I subconsciously use items more than I think. I don't know. We'll have to see. I swear I don't like doing it. I think I put it out of my mind that I've used it. Because at this point, you know, he's got experience enough to be caught up. I can get him more experience later. So at this point, it's just shameful every time I do it. That they've got big feet? I don't know. What do they say about them? Hi, level 21 Shelter. Oh no. High defense, and he raised his defense. Oh, now he confused me. Shelter's a neat Pokemon. Evolves into a very suggestive Pokemon. But we'll see that later. Hang on just a second. Well, great. Looks like I'm gonna have to clear my throat on multiple occasions. I'll try to remember when I'm about to do it so that I can, you know, stop recording and doing it into the mic. That's really rude whenever I do that. I just want winter to be back. You know, spring, summer, they really are my bad allergy seasons. Fall I have some degree of allergies in, but I really like fall. It's probably my favorite season. You know, I like winter because I don't suffer as much, but it just doesn't have that same fall aesthetic. Oh, Screech. I might as well forget Growl for Screech. It's not like I use Growl, and it's not like I'll ever use Screech, but... That's the thing about defense-lowering moves. Oftentimes you'll be, wasting turns doing them because you'll take just about as much time anyway. You know, it's the difference between the boost moves and the lower moves. You want to use boost moves. As those last with the Pokemon. You know, stat decreasing moves, you have to constantly use them because, well, they get attached to the opponent's Pokemon, don't they? See, I like this idea of the cruise ship where you just go around from room to room talking to people and getting into some fights. It's a nice little pseudo-dungeon. I don't know if it really counts as a dungeon or not. You know what? I'm just going to count it as a dungeon because I don't see why it wouldn't be considered as one. You don't run into wild Pokemon, I suppose. I suppose that could be the real determining factor, but... Ooh boy! That almost got me. Just a little bit more and Critty will be all caught up with the rest of us. In fact, I might... No, I don't switch him yet. Like I said, I get anal about Pokemon order. I like to keep them in the order they were added to the team in. And then keep the lowest level ones at the top. Which technically I'm breaking now, but... You know, because it doesn't matter. I'll get to Weepin' Bell after I get Meowth his final level. It's all good. Hang on just a second. Alright, and I'm back. Payday is such a great finisher move. I know I've mentioned that before, but you get paid for using it. So I suppose when I set the battle style to set instead of shift, I didn't really explain what that meant, and some people might have been a little confused as to what exactly that meant. You'll notice how Critty leveled up after knocking that dude out, and it would have been a perfect opportunity to switch to Weepin' Bell. Well, if you set it to shift, every time you knock something out, the game not only gives you the courtesy of telling you what the next opponent, the opponent's next Pokemon is, but it lets you switch right then and there for free. Whereas set removes both those things. You know, and shift battle style is such an overpowered thing. Like, using items in battle itself is already overpowered, it's why I don't like doing it. But shift for your battle style is just so overpowered that, you know, I don't make fun of people for using items in battle, except myself. You know, that's just a personal choice. But if you use the shift battle style, nah, I'll make fun of you. It's like, this is already an easy game, and you're playing it on easy mode at that point. Besides, any competitive play, and a lot of the late game stuff in future gens won't allow you to play on shift style, so it just gets you used to that. Hang on just a second. Alright, I'm back. Oh, seriously, I hate my allergies. You know, and allergies are the type of thing that no matter how you suffer from them, it sucks. Like, oh, don't use that. It doesn't matter, and it wastes a turn. But, like, allergies, so it doesn't matter how you suffer from allergies, it's gonna suck. You're either not being able to breathe through your nose, or you have a headache, or you're constantly being interrupted by clearing your throat and having that annoying feeling in the back of your throat from the buildup of gross, unspeakable things. Sometimes a combination of all of them, so I suppose I'm lucky enough as it is. You know, right now I don't have a headache. Right now I can breathe, but also sometimes you'll get dizzy. That's fun. I am dizzy right now. But I'm sitting down, so it doesn't matter. I just have to watch what's on a screen. I don't have to be doing much of anything. What am I talking about allergies for? It's because this weed's out here. I'm probably allergic to Weepin' Bell. No, which it's funny that I have these allergies because I like a lot of grass Pokemon, and so if I was going to be a type themed gym leader, I'd probably be a grass gym trainer. Say as I will about Gen 5 and its Pokemon design, Lilligant is still one of my favorite Pokemon. This is this cute little flower that just kicks all kinds of ass. That's the thing about grass type, though, isn't it? They're all a bunch of these cute little, you know, frilly, frou-frou, ridiculous stuff that you wouldn't be scared of, and then they have all these awesome moves and usually some decent stat moves as well. I use the term frou-frou. I don't know what the hell I was thinking there. Oh, and I'm using the grass Pokemon on the cruise ship with water Pokemon everywhere. And all of a sudden the trainers are using things that resist grass moves. And I just use Vine Whip anyway, because Wrap is a really overpowered and boring move. Which is why I try not to use it as much as I can. But for whatever reason, Vine Whip only has 10 power points. I think it might have something to do with the fact that it has a high critical hit chance. I don't remember for sure if that's the case or not, but it needs something else. You know, Ember has 25 power points, and it can also burn things. You know, I don't know why Vine Whip has 10 power points. I think Ember has 25. It might have more. I don't know. But I think it's only 25. Like our level. You went around the world for a Pidgey and a Nidoran? Alright. I love Pokemon. Do you? This seeing the same things over and over again it gets a little maddening. Wow, you're great. Well, I suppose. I mean, you were only using one thing, but... Oh, so this is a bit of an unfortunate discovery on my part. TM08, Body Slam, one of the best moves in the game, if not the best move in the game. Well, it's not as good as Earthquake. The one thing I want to teach it to is the one thing that can't learn it, and in this case, that toolbox thing that I was talking about, I'm not willing to do it here. Because it's not in anything else's final moveset that can learn it. And that would just be cheap, giving everything Body Slam. So yeah, in this case, I'm not going to toolbox for it, because that doesn't enhance the experience. That's just... It's too good, in my opinion. So in that case, I'm only going to use it on things that I want to know Body Slam. Which is one thing. Yeah, there's only one other thing that I really had an argument for giving it to, and that was Meowth. But that was between Body Slam and Slash, and again, I'm not willing to teach it Body Slam up until I learn Slash, because that would be kind of cheap. It would cheapen the experience. That's just kind of my philosophy on how I cheat in Pokemon, I suppose. Using that toolbox and whatnot. But after the entirety of the lower decks, we'll be going up to the top deck in the next episode. So, I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you later. Allergies be damned.